motivation, I'm taught that often you start a speech with a question, so here is one for you. What is the one word that people want to hear the most?
Yes.
Yes.
No. Very good. Their name. It's their name. If you can use somebody's name again and again, they will like you more. I can't guarantee it, but I'm pretty sure. Right, Bet? Absolutely. Thank you, Michael. Kathy, good job. Thank you very much. Adam, good with the tag team. Very good. My tag team people. I don't remember your names. So. Who here is awesome at remembering names? Who just remembers names by the dozens? You're just good at it. Every time you meet 20 people, you remember 15 of them. Good. Okay, you can leave. That's fine. The truth is, let's go the other way. Who stinks at remembering names? Who is not good at remembering names? Okay, so this is pretty good. I'd say around 80% of you said that, and statistically 87.5% of all people say they are bad at or completely suck at remembering names. As an aside, 93% of all statistics are made up on the spot to make a speaker look smarter. But today, I want to talk to you about names and how do you remember names. So this is a motivational speech. I'm going to motivate you to try out a little system that I have created. Or at least I did it for years and then I pulled it apart how that works. Now I share it with people and they can do it. So after today, you'll be able to remember people's names when you meet them. Who wants to do that?
Awesome.
Half of you want to do that. Okay, for the rest of you, I will just make jokes and make you happy and you'll all think I was wonderful. So great. I do want to tell you one thing. This is a manual speech, as Michael said, and it's supposed to be a motivational speech. A motivational speech is usually about, here's a story of a kid with the starfish who did that recently. So, right, you know the one with the starfish? I made a difference for that one, right? It's not that kind of motivational speech. I have it, motivational means I want you to do something. I want you to very specifically listen to what I say and then go practice this. Go do this. And that's how you will change your life, okay? An example that I had recently is, and you could look this up on TED Talks. Does anybody listen to TED Talks? TED Talks are always kind of pretty smart people, and they give them a confined time to talk about something of interest, usually scientific or how the brain works or something like that. And I will tell you one of the ones that has stuck with me the most. And when I tell you, you'll be like, well, that's sort of dumb. So there's a gent named Joe Smith, and his speech was entitled, How to Dry Your Hands. That sounds like it's going to be a ripping good 12 minutes, doesn't it? How to dry your hands. And I'm not kidding. The man had bowls of water in front of him and little piles of different types of napkins, little trifolds, the ones that you pull out, all the different ones, the ones that you have to pull and then rip. He had all the different ones. And he literally dipped his hands wet and showed you how do you dry your hands. I get that that sounds ridiculous, but his method for doing it will save 12 million tons of paper a year. If you pull the thing, fold it in half, shake your hands, fold it in half, blah, blah, blah. It's really great. So in a few minutes, he said something that's changed my actions every day. I think that's motivational, right? So what I'm planning to do is teach you a way to remember names in a slightly different way than you're used to doing, and you'll do it every single day. And you'll think of me, and one day you'll tell the speech, Toby Martini changed my life. So here's what it looks like. I'm going to give you an example of what often happens when you meet somebody. Okay? So I'm going to approach a couple of you and I'm going to introduce myself and I'm going to ask your name. I'm giving you the setup, the big picture. Now I'm going to say, hi, what's your name? And then whatever I say after that, that's just a little chatter in my head. Okay? Because this is what you do. Hi, I'm Toby. What's your name?
Ed.
Oh my God, I missed his hand. I shook kind of gay. I'm sorry. Hi, my name's Toby. What's your name? That's a nice shirt. I should get one like that. What's your name? Oh, hey, I can talk to you next. So what happens is, you don't get it. You don't hear it in the first place. Do you know that's what you do? Right? Because who knows you get a little voice that talks to you all of the time? Hold on. That one. Right. That one right there. That one. So if you are busy chattering, oh, I shook wrong, oh, I walked funny, oh, I hope my hair is cool, whatever you do, you don't actually get that name in the first place. How are you going to remember somebody's name if you don't get it in the first place? Right? So, before I tell you how to do it, I'm back up one step. back up a step. Who here raised their hand that says, I don't remember names, I'm not very good at it? Never do that again. Never say that again. Right, here's the thing. What you say is what you get. Your brain listens to the things you say as a command. Pretty much. So if I say, could you do this? You walk up to somebody and go, what's your name? John? God, sorry, I don't remember your name. I'm not good with names. Your brain goes, not good with names. Won't try too hard. I know I'm not going to remember, so why try? So the step 0, stop saying you're bad at it. Right? So what could you do? Let me ask you this. Who here knows at least 100 names? I guarantee you should all raise your hand. You know 100 names. You probably all really know 200 names. You really, really do. This is a question, do you know that many? How many do you know? Well, there's Rick and there's Toby and there's but you probably know at least a couple of hundred names. You really honestly do. And if you know more than 10 or 20 or 100, you're pretty good at remembering names. So give up that I'm not good at it. Stop saying that. You're just cheating yourself and you're making it harder for your brain to do the job. You want it to be good for you, right? You want to remember those names? Mm-hmm. Tell your brain, look, I'm pretty good at this. Let's just get better. I'm pretty good. I got a couple hundred. Let's just get better. So that's ground 0. Step 0. The thing first. It's where you come from. I'm pretty good at it. Let's figure out how I get better. Okay. Jump forward to where we were, which is when you meet people and you're just listening to what's going on inside your head, you're not really getting that name, you don't have any way to remember. So you lost from the beginning. You didn't get it. So I know that this might sound, oh, it's a little easy, that's common sense, and you don't do it. You don't do it. So here, I know this is amazing, write this down, this is crazy. When you meet someone, what's your name?
Ed.
Ed. Got it. Not the repeat, just the concentrate. Take a second. I don't mean crazy. You know, you don't have to look crazy at a guy, but you want to listen. If your brain goes, oh my God, I did that funny, then say, oh, sorry. What was it again? Just make sure you get it. So the step 1 after step 0 is actually listen. Don't listen to this chatter in your head. And if it goes off and you don't get the name, cop to it. Say, oh, sorry, I didn't get it. So that's easy, right? You got it? Step 1, actually get the name. Can you do it?
Yes.
Yes, we can. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Step 2 is one that people aren't doing. This is the one that people don't do. Let me tell you how this happens. For me, I'm an improviser. I don't do it as much as I used to. I'm not on stage doing it. Bet is. Bet. Hi, Bet. Yeah. So on stage, so Bet, if you are in a show, how long are your shows? 60 minutes, 90 minutes?
1 hour.
1 hour, 60 minutes-ish. How many times do you have a different name in an hour?
5, 6.
5, 6. And if you're in a scene with 2 or 3 people, 5, 6 each, she's got to remember 15, 18 names every night. Right? So I'm on stage, I do a scene with this guy, and he's Robert, and she's Joan, and I'm Fred. Robert, Joan, and Fred. I got to remember that that is the case. So we do our scene, hey, Robert, that was awesome, Joan, cool, cool. So we do a couple other scenes, time goes by, we did a couple games, boom, boom, something happens, it's us 3. And I gotta go, oh, what was Kathy's name in that scene? Oh, I gotta remember that she's Joan, right? So I just learned how to do that. So now I've figured out how do I do that. And it's as simple as this, step 2. World shaking, completely different. Not really, but you don't do it. If I look at you and I say, hi, what's your name?
Kathy.
Kathy. In my brain, now that I got it, I'm allowed to have a bit of chatter. The chatter says, that face is Kathy. Wow, world shaking, how will I ever remember that? Trust me, it's a simple step that you're not doing. At first it'll seem weird to you, you don't say it out loud. At first it'll be like, why am I taking an extra step? Ah, your name's Kathy. You know, in your head, that face is Kathy. Make the association. Some people, some books will say make an association like, make something weird happen The way she moved reminded me of a pigeon, so that's a pigeon, you know, whatever, like kind of weird association. But really, you don't have to do anything crazy like that. So if you read that, go, okay, thanks. But all you have to do is go, that face is Kathy. And really, that just cements it in your still short-term memory. Right? Now I got it. I heard it the first time. Now I've said, I created an association. Your brain loves associations. Your brain works on them. If I say cat, you say
dot.
You have a word, ba-bang, just like that. If I said, you sir, octopus. Squid, right? You got a word. Your brain, like you hear a word, you see a little picture, you say that. It's super easy. So my association is Kathy, that face, Kathy, got it. So that's the step. Tamp it in, say, that name is blah, that face is this. Create that association. Okay? Now the third thing is when you'll read in a book. This is all they tell you in a book often. Hey, when you meet somebody and you hear their name, make sure you say their name 3 times. Okay, so say their name 3 times in a minute. That is what tamps it down into your long-term memory. Okay? You have it in short-term now. I heard it. I've made an association. I totally get it. And now tamp it into long-term memory. I'm sorry, what was your name? Larry. Larry, good to meet you. So, Larry, what do you do? That's awesome. Blah, blah, blah. Cool. Hey, great. What are you doing? What are you doing here, Larry? Who do you know? Right? In a minute, just get it in a couple of times. Just work it in. Obviously, I wouldn't go blah, blah, blah. You know? But, so, just work it in. Hey, Larry, blah, blah, blah. Larry, Larry. You know? Although you would remember his name, he would hate you. So, it doesn't help you to do it like that. Yeah. So, but really, ground zero, you're awesome at it. You're good at remembering names. 1, actually stop your own noise. Get that name. Capture it. Say, that face is that name. And then use it a couple of times. And then you have it. Does it sound magical and crazy and oh my God, I never heard any of this? I don't know, but it works for me. I can meet 25 people and remember 20 names that day pretty easily. So you could do it, Larry. Yeah, sorry. So you can do this, right? Yes. Who's good at remembering names? Yes. Pretty good and getting better. Thank you.